Well, hello. I'm sitting here with Father Karnik, our new parochial vicar, who will start at the end of June. So it's a beautiful privilege to have you here and introduce yourself a bit.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here. My name's Father Scott Karnik, and as this is recorded, I'm parochial vicar at St. Anne and Joachim Catholic Church on the south end of Fargo. I'm excited to be coming here. This will be my third assignment. I started out at St. Anthony of Padua Catholic Church, and then from there I went to St. Anne and Joachim for 3 years. I've been a priest for 5 years now, and so my first 2 years of priesthood I was a parochial vicar at St. A's, then the last 3 at A&J. Now I'm coming up here to Holy Spirit. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. In terms of, you mentioned, that you're a little bit, older vocation. Maybe you could describe a little bit of that pathway to the priesthood, kind of where you were before, and kind of what brought you.
Like anyone and everyone else, there have been priests who influenced me and ended up getting me into this. When I was a kid, the pastor in my home parish, St. Luke's Catholic Church in Veslaville, North Dakota, which is up in the center of Walsh County, near Grafton and Minto. Father Yaroslav Tomanek was the pastor at St. Luke's, and Mom went to Mass every day, so therefore I went to Mass every day and I served. And there was a profound influence on me. And he probably more than anyone else really made me or gave me the tug, if you will, to get me into this. And then other priests along the way, Father Lawrence Voss. When I was at UND at the Newman Center, he was someone who really was quite an influence as well. So I would say those two. I spent a little bit of time in the military after college, and I was in the Army. And then after that, I worked in radio for a little bit, and I worked in Grafton, Grand Forks, and spent about 3.5 years in Oklahoma City there. And then, found my way back to North Dakota. The weather did it, and then eventually, I thought, well, I think it's Mom and Dad passed on, so the deal breakers fell to the wayside, and then I said, well, let's get into the batter's box and let's really swing at the pitch, and here I am.
Awesome. Oh, cool. So if just like maybe one thing, like what do you love most about the priesthood?
Oh boy, the sacraments and the Mass. To really kind of boil it down, those are the two. I thoroughly enjoy it. Baptisms are a surprise. Baptisms I really enjoy. They're fun. They're way fun. They're way cool. And
I've also noticed just with there's been several people who, as they found out that you were coming, mentioned like that you spent time with their loved one as they were dying. Maybe it was a family member or whatever, and just those moments I know were critical for them. So that's probably another thing I think that you probably really enjoy.
It's an amazing privilege. I guess would be the best way to put it. You can't really put it into words, but having that privilege. I know one priest told me one time. He said, I asked him, tell me about the priesthood, and he kind of thought for a second, and he said, he says, it's amazing and humbling to when people invite you into the most intimate moments of their lives. That's birth, weddings, funerals, death, anointings, things like that. He said to be there during those periods of life that they're going to remember, and you're there. He said that's an amazing privilege, and I would say the same thing. It's humbling.
Yes.
It's
So
very humbling.
I really think that's maybe a good thing to think about as you come. It's like that you're going to enter into those moments in the life of our parish and into our families. So definitely want to extend the warmest welcome, and
Thank you.
look forward to this time that will certainly be fruitful ahead. So